the JD and Chris Show with Big
June.
My dudes, what is up? It has been way too long. It is good to see your smiling faces. I don't know why you're smiling, because the Raiders are not great, and the Lakers are kind of mid. They're a fraud. We'll get into that. Spurs seems like Wemby's been figured out, but man, Junior, how you doing down there, man? My editor apprentice, my underling, edited his first show last week. Did a phenomenal job. Easy 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Easy 6 out of 10.
Yeah. Generous.
No, you did good, bro.
Four out of 10. You know what I'm saying? Like we're just getting in the rotation. You know, we got some room to improve. You know, we're gonna get it right. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. But you know, back here with the snowflake, winter themed sweater on. You know, it's still fall, but it feels like winter right now, y'all. So
I see you're not wearing your team colors because your team must not be very good. In stark contrast to myself and JD.
Yeah, no. Moving on from the Raiders. I already went through that last pod. Yeah, I'm done. They aren't gonna hurt me anymore. But I do need to get some more silver and black because my Spurs are they're rolling. So we'll get to that though.
You can just tilt your camera a little bit to your left and get that Wemby poster in, and you know, we'll call it good.
They know what it is.
Yes, sir. JD, what's going on, man? You looking real tribal over there. I see a little tequila popping out over your shoulder. How you doing, bro?
I'm just thankful to be alive, and I'm not working a 9 to 5.
Okay.
Say less, man. Well, we got a rundown of topics. We are 10, 11, 12 games into the NBA season. And, you know, NFL, we're also in week 10. So a common theme there. But let's start it off with our weekly check-in of
60 games would be like the top 1 or 2 seed in the East next year.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That was not the edit I was thinking was going to play. But June, how we doing, man? How are your Hawks? I see they have climbed up to a respectable 500.
Hey, look, one game at a time, y'all. One game at a time. Hawks for 60. Let's go. Hashtag
HawksTo60. And so are they currently more or less wins than the Lakers?
Only by I mean, they're 2 back in the, or maybe 1 back in the loss column now. After Lakers took an L the other night.
Might have to might have to get you a Hawk shirt, man. Might have to throw that in the cricket.
It's close, man.
Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind?
The Hawks could win 60 games and be like the top 1 or 2 seed in the East next year.
Yeah. That's the one we were looking for. But hey, hopefully it becomes, you know, something in contention. They get people back from injury, and you know, Trae Young can spark something. But until then, it's going to be a freezing cold take. The week that was, straight to another segment. Bum of the week, stud of the week.
This week's bum of the week and
Stud of the week.
Bum of the week.
A lot of sports happening over the weekend. NFL, college football, NBA, college basketball. JD, I'd love to hear your bum of the week and your stud of the week.
Man, the bum of the week. All right, I'm going to give you the stud of the week because this guy went over to Berlin, Germany, and performed like he was Jesse Owens. All right, this dude ran his tail off for, what did it say, 200, how many yards? I mean, 230, 3 TDs, game-winning TD in overtime, Mr. Jonathan Taylor.
Thomas.
No, it's Jonathan Taylor. We're not doing home improvement here. This guy has already built a house, all right? He just passed Marshall Faulk for the most touchdowns as a Colt. This guy is playing MVP-ish. They did a comparison on him and Adrian Peterson's 2012 season. He's ahead of all categories because Adrian Peterson won the MVP that year. Jonathan Taylor is balling. And I'm not sure if you guys woke up at 6:30 a.m. and watched the game, but it was a very good game.
Absolutely not.
Michael Penix, I'm not sold on him, but Daniel Jones, he was kind of reverting back to the old Daniel Jones. but Jonathan Taylor saved him with the 83-yard run, got boggled up in the middle, and then took it to the house for 83. So Jonathan, JT, he's back. My bum of the week is the editors of this show.
No, we can only see half your face laughing.
I'll fix you in post. I'll fix it in post, bro. Okay, I got you.
I'm playing. Man, it's tough because I gotta give it up to what's his name, the Kevin Stefanski, the coach from Cleveland. I don't know what they doing. Y'all need to push Shador in. Y'all out here losing to a no-name defense.
We don't talk to our Ducks that way. I refute that.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something. Justin Fields barely passed for 50 yards, and they won the game. I'm just saying.
Don't blame the quarterback. Blame somebody else.
You can't blame the Jets defense because they don't got anybody because they traded everybody. You know,
addition by subtraction.
Well, and that's why we blaming Kevin Stefanski, the head coach from Cleveland. You need to put Shador Sanders in there because it just doesn't look any better to me. I'm sorry. That's my bum of the week.
Okay, hey, I'll give you that. I'm gonna go next because I don't want Junior to potentially steal one of mine.
That's cool.
I was surprised that JD didn't steal it, but he's got his man crush on Jonathan Taylor, so I'm not worried about that. But
yeah, that's 2 in a row, right? For Taylor, for him, or
for those keeping track at home.
Yeah,
big JTT guy. I'm gonna go ahead and say the Big Ten Special Teams Player of the Week, add a kiss you on the lips, Sappington, because that boy was balling on Saturday.
Okay.
I have never been so nervous for a field goal in my life. Not to mention his earlier field. Like it was an ugly game. I think I texted you guys earlier in the week that Kirk Herbstreit put some bad juju out into the earth, into the world, and saying that it's going to be an ugly, kind of a slugfest, an old school Big Ten game, not a high score. And he said it would be like 15-12 and a game-winning field goal by Iowa. And I was so worried that he jinxed that into, he spoke that into the world, and manifested it. But Atticus, I could kiss you on the lips, man. I was so happy that I went in, and it's just 1 week at a time.
Central Catholic pride right there. He's a Ram.
Yeah, we'll take it. OSAA. And my bum of the week, I got 2 of them.
Okay.
They're Blazer killers. Nick Smith Jr. decided that he wanted to become Kobe, dropping 25 against the Blazers, 17 in the second half. He was like Brian Shaw in Game 7 of the 2000 conference finals. Just out of nowhere, decided to be the guy and win the game. Blazers had that in the bag. Lakers are trash. We should have won that. And we've already knocked off the Warriors, the Thunder, the Lakers once, the Nuggets. Like, the Blazers have some big wins. This should have been an easy gimme. And then my second bum of the week is Desmond freaking Bane, because of that game winner he hit tonight. What was he doing coming out and actually hitting a shot? He's supposed to miss those. Like, he's trash this year. And we had him bottled up. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the back and forth at the end of the game, but it went from like a missed free throw from Shaden to tie it up. Then the Magic go down and score, take a 1-point lead. Then they throw a lob to Jeremy Grant, gets fouled and makes it. We take a 2-point lead. They go down and tie. Like, it was an awesome ending to a game. It was very entertaining. And then Desmond Bane just wetted a 28-footer falling away at the buzzer. Blazers took a back-to-back L in the Florida 2-step. So that's my stud and my bum.
Yeah, the Blazers they aren't there yet. You know what I mean? They're not to the point where they're gonna win the games that they're expected to win and not lose the ones that they shouldn't lose. They're just another year or so away. And I say that as a Spurs fan who watched the Spurs do that for the last like 3 years, bro, and just like so infuriating. So I feel it, man.
There's a couple pieces they need. Obviously getting Scoot back, like, who knew Blake Wesley was so important to that team? Just having another point guard. You
well,
did
I'm
call
just
that.
saying, man. And Blake brings the juice, bro. I don't like you can say, oh, we should end the bench guy, and like I get it, but like the only reason like he got traded in San Antonio was because they had a logjam, and he just wasn't gonna get the minutes, right? And so it's not like they didn't like him. They really liked Blake over there, but they just didn't have a spot for him. And so sometimes it's just best to give somebody a new opportunity, and he was making the most of it until he broke his dang foot,
Yeah. All right, June, who you got for your bum and your stud?
So, bum of the week is going to go to Brian Daboll for finally getting fired from the New York Giants job. That was such a long...
Did they pull the plug? He finally got fired?
Yeah. They fired him today. And that was just, there's a saying that says, like, if you're going to fire them eventually, fire them now. Right? Because it just really doesn't make a lot of sense where like, why wait 4 games or 5 games or whatever, or end of the season? Like y'all know he's gone, just cut bait. And he had that one magical season of Daniel Jones getting to the playoffs and winning a playoff game even. And, that was enough to keep him there for a few years. But we all saw it. That team is trash. Chris, we've talked about it on this pod. They have too much talent on defense to be as bad of a defensive team as they are. It doesn't make sense. So, Brian, sorry you're out of paycheck. Actually, you're not because they still got to pay you. So,
Didn't he have a take earlier this year saying that the Giants D was going to be solid and Amina Kimes was even co-signing this take, though, Chris? Didn't he say that?
Well, yeah, but JD, I just referenced that though. Like, I was the only one. Like, they.
Oh, because you were sure you wanted somebody else to go down with you.
No, because people agreed.
It was a terrible take.
It wasn't a terrible take. Watch them fire Daboll and be the best defense in the NFL for the rest of the season. Okay, you don't know.
Daboll, not Dabo.
Whatever, Bronco. Man. Whatever. I say Daboll. Okay, But my stud of the week is, just in general, shout out college basketball. It's back. Got a bunch of games this week already. It's been fire. Watching my UCLA Bruins. The men look a little shaky. The women just picking up right where they left off. I guess not right because they got blown out by like 40 by UConn. But, before that, they're picking up before that UConn blowout.
Even without Big Mama?
No, she's still there. Betts is still there.
I thought she went to the league.
No, she's still there. She got one more year.
That's how much I watched WNBA.
Well, but shout out stud of the week, Jazzy Davidson from USC. Also shout out Clackamas, Oregon, hometown. She hit the game-winning or go-ahead layup with 8 seconds left to beat the number 9 team in the nation yesterday. Had 21 points, 4 rebounds, had 3 assists, 4 assists, 3 steals, 5 blocks. So all around great game from her. Not as efficient as you want to be from the field. Didn't shoot the ball very well, but still gutted it out and got her team the victory. So shout out Jazzy
stat line
Davidson.
does not like that stat line. I was trying to just in my mind picture what position she plays, and that stat line is confusing. I don't know if she's a wing, a guard, like what.
She's 6'1", so she plays a little bit of everything. To be honest, like I wouldn't call her a center, but outside of that, she can pretty much play everything.
Well, Dave Daboll, whoever's going to be their next coach, might have both rookie of the years on their team. Is Jackson Dart going to be eligible if he has to miss games with the concussion and he didn't play much at the start of the year?
I don't think that he can get. I don't think he'll get it regardless, just because of like you said,
he's the odds-on favorite.
Oh, really? Right now?
Rookie of the year the record doesn't matter nearly as much. And Abdul Carter is the odds-on favorite for defensive rookie of the year.
Okay. Who's Abdul Carter play for though?
Giants.
Yeah, he does, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they got talent out there. That's what I'm saying. They're too good to be that bad. Okay.
I like it. And just one fact check, or I guess just one follow up. Stefanski was asked if he was going to make a switch to Shedeur Sanders, and he said, "No, we're going to stick with Dylan. Obviously, this is a young player that you're trying to get better one game at a time, and one of those types of things, we have to play better on offense, and I have to coach better." So,
yeah, I mean, they didn't lose because of Gabriel. Like, I'm not saying he did enough to make them win, but like,
and that wasn't my bum of the week.
Yeah,
it was the coach, but you emphasized putting shit in there.
The defense, you got Miles Garrett all world. Like it
But
was
you
the coach.
mentioned
That's why I didn't-
Shador Sanders multiple times in that take.
You did.
Yeah, because it's time. And look. At first you
Okay.
don't succeed, you need to try
Okay.
again. So we
Okay.
need to try something else. You didn't try Joe Flacco. You didn't try Dylan Gabriel. Okay. The nasty man, he's still hurt. You can't bring him in. So let's you traded Kenny Pickett. Y'all don't want Shador to get in there. That's what I'm saying. It's
Okay.
time
Conspiracy?
to try it. All right. Next.
Conspiracy?
Okay.
Conspiracy, maybe. And we can flip to another conspiracy. Now, is LeBron actually experiencing sciatica? I'm going to go to our medical expert on the pod, Donald Arrington the fourth. Are you sure that he has sciatica? I'm sure that you have had it.
Well, I haven't officially been diagnosed, but I mean, I've had the back go out a few times, and it's nothing
It's a
nice,
big
y'all.
back.
Let me tell y'all, man, you get them back spasms. It'll take the toughest man down. Okay, I don't care who you are.
Oh yeah.
But there's people like to throw a little conspiracy, especially around LeBron. What if his back's not really hurting like he's saying? What if his whole long game here was to try and wait it out? So he wanted to sit out
To see if they were good or not?
Just kind of see how the season unfolded, right? And then, if they were really good without him, then maybe he kind of pushes the trade because then he's not as welcome back and he thinks it's going to be a harder transition. But if they weren't as good, then he comes back. He can be the savior that he loves to be. So he
wants them to suck.
Yeah, he wants them to do bad, and he comes back.
This
and all
guy's
of a
so
sudden,
manipulative.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, it's a conspiracy. What do y'all think about it?
I think, yes, I'm here for all the conspiracies and the LeBron and Laker hate. Pass the mic. JD, speak on it, my man.
He's an old man. I mean, he's our age. He's old. I mean, his son's playing with him. That's the definition of old. If you really out here playing professional sports with your son. All right.
But he's different.
I don't know if the conspiracy, just like, is it a frozen envelope for the Knicks? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's good. It's good for TV. And I believe that the man is hurt because I don't think LeBron will ever cheat the game. And that's just me going off of what he has talked about and what he has stood for the last 23 years of his career. If he's hurt, he's hurt. And if he was injured, he plays injured. So I believe he's hurt. And I don't think he doesn't not want to play because he wants to get those all NBAs. He wants to get all these things. He wants all the accolades. He wants to be cheered for. He the king. So I think he's hurt.
Okay.
So I didn't realize that his first name was not some variation of Ja, but his middle name is Jamel, so he goes by Ja. But is Mr. Jamel Morant, has he played his last game in Memphis? Is he going to be traded before the trade deadline? Thoughts?
Well, no one on this podcast, I mean, none of us are on record thinking very highly of Ja ever. I mean, let's just be honest. I think we all respect the talent. We've talked about it a little bit, but who, and you always say, well, who's going to take on that contract or that personality? And the thing is, in sports, it only takes one. I mean, Antonio Brown got traded twice before, the league finally quit him. Okay. So if you got talent, you're going to find somebody to trade for you. But they just lost to the Thunder. John Morant had 11 points. He was 3 for 14 from the field. He is so out of it. He is not locked in at all. And with someone who just has the problems he has concentrating and being locked in, when he's not there, he is just so not there. He is not effective. I talked about in the last show how he's just not attacking the rim at the rates he has in the past. I think it's close that he's played his last game in Memphis. What do you think, JD?
I'm trying to think of what Houston can give up to get him. Jabari Smith, Shepherd, first round pick.
They got Van Vliet waiting though. You wouldn't want him. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I don't like the Rockets fit.
Houston, well, sure, but we're about winning right now. We can't worry about next year because next year is a long ways away. And we got 70-plus games still in this season. And we have Şengün, we got Durant, we got Amir, or a Thompson. I think it's Amir.
I'm
But
in.
we got those 3 guys right now who are ready to win. So let's give up a couple players and a couple draft picks. I don't know. That's the only team in my head that I'm thinking.
I can see that because of Daryl Morey being real squirrely, and you talk about win now and see if it's a right fit for right now. I can see it. I can see that.
GM in Houston.
No, he's at the Sixers, right?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Who's the GM at the Rockets now?
Don't know, but he
But
made
So what's the
trades.
okay? So I take my Daryl Morey piece and I move it up north and a little to the east, and I say Philly, maybe Philly.
You got Maxey, and no.
Put him next to Maxey. But anyway,
you
before
got,
all that, I was just trying to save my Morey take. Who I think makes sense, New Orleans. Pair him next to the Guns and Buns. You put you put Ja next to Zion, and what do you have to lose? They are an awful team right now. They're 2-7. They're the laughing stock of the league. What do you have to lose? Throw money, throw picks, throw some starters. Why not? You need to be talked about. It's a headline maker. It automatically gives you notoriety. So a team that desperately needs notoriety right now is the Pelicans.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. And back to the Rockets take, I'll say, JD, I don't know that he's a good fit for Ime, bro. Like, you know, Ime, like, I know, like, that dude he be coaching hard out there, man. And like, if you're not locked in on defense, like Ime, like, he don't got time for you, man. And like the thing about Ja is, like, we've seen him. He can be an amazing, perimeter defender. Obviously he's still small, but smaller, I'll say, but he could be a problem on defense. He's never really locked in to where I think he would need to be with Houston. I think that's part of the reason why Green, they shipped his ass out of Houston, right? Like, I mean, it's and so I don't know if I see that, but I will say, after watching the Spurs beat the Rockets the other day, them not having a point guard is a real problem. Like, Kevin Durant had 8 turnovers that game. A lot of it was because they just didn't have someone to facilitate that offense. Reed is not a point guard. I can tell you that definitively after watching him. Like, he's like a microwave though. Like, hey, come off the bench, hit some threes. Like, no,
he's
Reed
like he's a mini Austin Reeves.
Yeah, like I think he's got a role in this league for a long time, but it's not a point guard. So what I think, okay, so the funniest place for Ja to go, like the most hilarious trade destination, would be somewhere like Utah, because that would just be very, very funny to have him shipped to Utah. But I think, more likely someone like Brooklyn, who really wants to have a star there in New York. I don't think anyone's buying into that dude they got just hucking 3 balls all the time over there. What is it? Last name Thomas or something like that?
Cam Thomas.
Yeah. He's like,
he's not even a point guard.
Well, and he's got some of the worst, like, plus minuses. Like, he has like the most empty calories of, like, I saw somebody wrote an article this summer, and Cam actually like responded to it on social media because he was mad. But I think the Nets would be a good fit for him. I say, like, people were talking about Miami. It's like, nah, keep Ja off South Beach, y'all. Like, you don't want Ja on South Beach, okay?
I think what will get him to actually play again is putting him on a contender. Like, you put him on a shitty team and he's not going to play well. So,
but they weren't a shitty team when he was locked in.
It's burnt. He's burnt there.
Yeah.
There's no resurrecting that.
He's crashed out, and it's time to just move on. Let bygones be bygones. Regardless, because they let go of the other coach and now you got a new coach. I think, look, he's from that area. You know what I'm saying? It's Memphis. His dad's courtside. Like, nah, man, Dad can't Dad can't be sitting courtside with the sippy cup and the shades and stuff. Like, I get it. But you gotta come. I just think there's a little bit more of black excellence is what I'm thinking of, Junior. You know what I mean? As far as for his dad, and his dad, good job. Your son got to the league and whatever, but he's really this close to fucking up the bag.
Yeah, and Grizzlies trade Ja. Do they have a chance of reloading, or is that a full rebuild?
What was already a rebuild when you let go of
Yeah,
Bane?
yeah. You already put stock in the future.
You fired the coach, who was actually a good coach. You
Edie's
had a
not
number
playing.
2 seed multiple times. You know, you got the defensive player of the year. You got your young stars re-signed, and then you trade Desmond Bane. Why are we trading shooters? Regardless of whatever, but I don't know.
Well, they really liked Wells, right, the rookie. So that gives you a cheaper player who you think is going to take the next step, which I don't know that he actually has this year. But I think that's part of the reason why you feel good letting go of Bane. I think Bane is really limited, y'all. I mean, I think he played a role for them for sure. But then they went out and drafted that dude from Willamette University also. And he's having a heck of
what I was gonna say.
Yeah, he's having a heck of a start to his rookie year. I mean, I know he's an older rookie, so not totally unsurprising, but I think they have a chance to reload here. And you know, in the West, can they still make the playoffs? I don't know, but you know, can they not be a Utah Jazz or even a San Antonio Spurs where they're like literally the bottom for, you know, multiple years? I think they can avoid that because of the core that they still have, but that dude's gonna have to coach him up. You know, he's gonna show that he knows how to coach. But I think if I was a Memphis fan, I'd be sad. I'd wonder about the future, but I don't think it's as dark as maybe some other teams training their stars could be.
Okay. Let's dip right into contenders, pretenders, and I'm adding another category: the mids, the Reggies. Let's start with the Western Conference. Despite the records, kind of just how they've looked, the eyeball test combined with the records, combined with expectations, contenders. Obviously, the fucking Thunder. The Spurs, I think, are a contender. They got. How did De'Aaron look in his first game back? I didn't catch it.
Smooth, bro. He's just such a smooth player, man. Like, I mean, you know, I'm not saying he's an all NBA player, but he's a top tier NBA point guard, and he's just smooth, and he plays more defense than you think he does, man. And he's sorely missed, man. He looked great.
And then the Nuggets and the Rockets, despite their point guard issues, they're going to sign a free agent. They're going to get a trade for a backup that isn't get the minutes. They just need someone to facilitate the offense.
I know it's only a small sample size, but I just don't see the Rockets as a contender right now. Sorry, JD, we can jump in though.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just looking at the standings and this is me personally, but other than the San Antonio Spurs, the top 5-6 teams are who we thought they would be. It's going to be musical chairs. You know, Oklahoma's going to be the number 1 seed. I got a chance to see them this past week, and sure enough, first play of the game, you know, SGA doing his best Mayweather impression, gets the foul. And the Blazers came back and hard-fought win. But, you know, obviously the Thunder are still not without a couple of their guys. Chet didn't play in this game, and J-Dub didn't play. And then, you know, the next day you don't got Caruso playing. So I think that, 10-1 start, you know, they're going to have another 62 to 63 wins, and they're just going to have MVP-type season from SGA. But the rest of the West, Denver looks great, got new improvement, addition by subtraction by getting rid of one piece to get 3 more. Minnesota, they're still decent, they still got quality players.
Well, Ant's been out though, right? So he's
he was out. He missed 2 weeks, so he's back. But I put in the next category of Reggie, I put the Wolves, the Warriors, and the Lakers.
Clippers.
No, Clippers are pretenders. Clippers are pretenders.
They're not even like
okay. Explain to me how are the Lakers? Are we Reggie?
Because I'm a hater, bro. I'm not gonna give you no props.
Okay, cool.
No, because I don't.
Right. No,
I think
because
there's so much of a sideshow. Like
this podcast is about keeping it real. You over here,
I'll keep it real.
I don't want to give them no credit because they're the Lakers.
I'll keep it real. I'll keep it real. No, I'm gonna say the whole LeBron thing is going to be a distraction. There is some excitement early, obviously, with the greatest white backcourt of all time, with Luka and Austin Reeves, and LaRivia has been balling his ass off in spots. And I really think that Hachimura is really an X factor on that team. I
He's
mean,
such a good role player for them. He
is
plays
the
his role so
perfect role
well.
player. He will spot them points, and I just don't know, like, when LeBron comes back, it's going to be a spectacle. It's going to shake up the current rhythm, and it's going to knock players out of their position. I don't know. That's why I see them as mid. Like, obviously, I don't want them to be good. If they are good, I will give it to them. It's too early to say that they'll be good, but my early assessment is they're going to be mid, because when LeBron comes back, it's going to shake any momentum they have up. And then pretenders, Mavericks, Clippers, and Grizzlies.
Yeah, well, the Clippers are who we thought they were. I mean, I know it on this pod, but I think I was the most vocal about just saying they are so old. I don't know.
Well,
what
and
Chris
Brad Beal is, I think, not of the old in the old category. Like, but he's had a Desmond Bain transition.
Yeah, bro. He's he's playing like 20 minutes a night or something like that. Like he is not. Yeah, I think he's just done, man. So sometimes, you just come across those dudes that are like, for whatever reason, they have that couple year run, and then, like, whether it's motivation, whether it's just, physically falling off, but like, he's one of those guys that, like, he's never going to recapture like he'll never be a 20-point plus score again. I don't care what situation he's in. Yeah, he's playing 20 minutes a game, averaging 8 points a game. I mean, making what, $300 million, something wild like that. Like, I mean, that is just,
who he
had 2 revenge game.
That's Gilbert.
Yeah, but at least Gilbert had injuries though.
Okay, sure, but
yeah. Oh, I guess you could say Beal had 2 injury-plagued seasons in Phoenix. A lot of it was his back as well. So, like, I mean, I guess you could.
There's a lot of similarities. Both were playing for the Wizards. Both got hot, and then all of a sudden, Gilbert, I'm talking about
Gilbert had a little bit. He had a little bit of off the court distraction.
Yeah, but no, you're right, JD. It's a good
fall
comp.
off.
Yeah, it's a good
legendary fall off.
Yeah.
In the East, I think there's really only 2 contenders, and that's the Pistons and the Knicks.
Hold on, bro. You didn't even let me talk about the Spurs and all the West, though, man. Like, I mean,
we've already heard enough about them.
I can't get 30 seconds of my Spurs, bro.
We got the Wemby thing coming up. Are we skipping the Wemby then?
No, we can bring it up then. Okay. Let's go.
Contenders in the East, I think it's just the Pistons and the Knicks. Then the next crop of mid, Miami, Cleveland, Milwaukee, Chicago. I don't believe in Chicago. And then the pretenders, Atlanta, Indiana, Orlando was supposed to be good. And obviously Boston.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of Orlando right now. They got Suggs back from injury. They got Bane. They went all in thinking they were going to be that next team up. They saw the opening with Indiana and Boston stepping back, and they really thought they were going to be him to start the season off, when we all knew the Pistons were always going to be that team. Cade Cunningham he's the best player in the East right now outside of Giannis. Maxey you can argue with Maxey. Maxey's on a run, historic run, better than Allen Iverson even, which is kind of wild to think about. But those 3 are the best players in the East right now, and Cade can make a case that he is number 1. So, what I do, my Miami Heat, I still like them. Norm Powell's out there doing work. The Knicks are, I just don't trust Mike Brown, but that's probably a me thing. I'm biased against him. I can't stand the Knicks. Also, I just can't stand. Josh Hart's the only dude on there that I can stomach, but the rest of them can't do it. And the Cavs are always going to be mid, bro. The Cavs are Reggie. They should just put Reggie across their jerseys instead of Cavs, because no matter, they could win 70 games in the regular season. I don't care. They don't have what it takes to win in a deep playoff run, and that's just facts.
JD, East Coast.
I'm gonna have to agree with nothing, because I believe all the teams are Reggie in the East. If you want me to keep it a buck, I don't trust Detroit. They still too young. They want to fight everybody, and at the end of the day, coming down to it, are they going to be able to close out teams? New York. Yeah, Mike Brown is who he is. Jalen Brunson, 6'3" point guard, 6'2" lefty. We haven't had a point guard ever lead his team to a championship that was short other than Isaiah Thomas. So it's a very, very tall feat. And you're also got the 1973 Knicks lore that they haven't won a championship, like the curse of the Bambino. You know, you got Willis Reed walking out there against the Lakers, you know, and the crowd goes wild and he scores 2 points and, you know, they win the championship and he's a folklore because he went out there on an ankle. Man, if you don't get your, yeah. But I just think the East, other than, I think Giannis and Milwaukee are going to have something to say because he just has that dog in him. He doesn't quit. He fights. I mean, that dude is incredible. He it's tough to say that there's many basketball players that are playing in the league that are better than him right now, or that if we're on a blacktop and we got to pick somebody, I might pick him because I want him on my team because he's gonna scrap. You know what I'm saying? He with the shit, and I don't know if Wemby's with the shit. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. When it comes down to these tall, lanky dudes, European guys. Giannis is built different though.
Yeah, well, I want to touch on my
This is supposed to go to Chris, not back to you. You already talked.
My bad, Chris. Pass the mic.
No, that's where we're at, man. It is your time to talk about Wemby and how the NBA figured him out for 3 games.
Hold up.
Yeah.
That's that Shaq and TNT bit when he was like, that ain't supposed to go back to 2 to 1 to the 2. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Well, I like the disclaimer you put on there, Chris. The NBA did figure Wemby out for 3 games. So, you know, for those that aren't following us closely, Wemby was just going absolute ham in the first 5 games of the season, averaging, 30 plus points, 14 rebounds, 4 blocks, low turnovers. And then we ran into the Phoenix Suns, who had a game plan for Wemby. And that game plan was essentially all eyes on Wemby at all time. He touched the ball, they look everybody on him, everybody. And as soon as he touched it, they doubling every time, quick. Didn't give him a chance to read and react, and it just took him a while to adjust to that. And I don't think he's still fully adjusted to that. I think that we're going to see that defense put against him for a lot this year because
it's putting the little guy at his legs, really.
Yeah.
And you know that as a big
too.
how hard it is to have a little guy at your legs and a big behind you.
Yep.
No, it's but go ahead. No, I think that's the double team, but specifically having a little guy at your knees.
Hey, Junior, I like the way that Houston played him, though.
Okay, but he got loose in the second half, though.
Sure, I know, but I like the way they played him as far as, like, that's a way that Ime, being the defensive coach, he figured out something that can loosely work because, dogs are going to be dogs and, greats are going to get days regardless.
Yeah. And, the one comp that I'd like to make here, though, for our Pacific Northwest listeners, if y'all remember LaMarcus Aldridge, okay? So, LaMarcus had, he had Roy, he always had a killer next to him. And then he had young Dame. But in that time period between like Roy and Dame, whatever, like LaMarcus became the dude, right? And I don't know if y'all remember, but like LaMarcus used to not he used to not play well out of a double team. He actually struggled a lot playing out of the double team. And then he figured that out, man. And once LaMarcus was able to pass out of that double team with high efficiency, it really took the Blazers offense to the next level. And I think Wemby's really got to watch some of that tape from some of those big men who've had to go through the same thing because you got to be able to pass out quickly, be decisive, and get the ball moving so the defense is off balance, and then you can attack them. So I think it's going to happen. But where the Bulls messed up tonight, where Wemby hit 2 threes in the final 30 seconds to ice that game, they just left Vucevic on an island with Wemby. Like, that's going to go well. Like, Billy Donovan, bro, I almost put you bum of the week for that, man, because, like, that makes no sense. Like, he crossed up Vucevic, step back, swish twice in a row, game over, man. Like, and that's the thing about Wemby is, like, if he's hitting the 3, that even the quick double, that's really hard to stop. And early in the season, he's only shooting about 30%, 34, something like that. So he hasn't been great. He hasn't taken a lot. But if he's upward of 37, 38% from 3, I mean, I don't know how you really stop that, man. That's tough.
We're buzzing right into some NFL American football where the biggest game of the season is going to take place next Sunday, where 2 of the top 4 teams in the NFL will be playing each other for division titles, conference supremacy, Super Bowl odds, and that is my Seattle Seahawks and your LA Rams. I think I'm going to take a sip of the Kool-Aid and say that they are contenders. I don't see them as a Super Bowl favorite. I see them as a top 5 team right now in the regular season. They aren't playoff proven, but where do you guys sit as a two fellows whose football team is absolutely horrid? So you get to sit back and kind of just look at the rest of the league.
Well, I think that next week's slate of games is great. You got Eagles and Lions and Buccaneers and Bills to go with the Rams and Seahawks. Those are all playoff teams. Obviously, interconference game with the Eagles and Lions playing, but Seahawks division rivalry, like, man, those games that's going to be a fight because both defenses got dogs. That Seahawks defense, I mean, they caused the same turnover twice with the same player sacking them and the same player catching the ball at the exact same place in back-to-back plays. That right there, you need to put some money on some lotto tickets because that doesn't very happen often. But I think that next week games are great. Buccaneers, Bills, both teams coming off of a bye and a loss. The Bills lost obviously to the Dolphins. That's boo-boo. But Tampa Bay losing to the Patriots, that's still a quality opponent. So both teams are going to be hungry. So next week's going to be great, Chris.
Yeah, and I think, man, we talked a lot about Sam Darnold on this pod. So, like, is he good? Is he serviceable? Is he downright bad? I mean, at this point, he's got 17 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, 116 rating, completing 71% of his passes. He's playing well. He's not MVP, but he's playing well enough for them to make a deep playoff run when you think about that defense that's behind him and playing with an all-pro receiver right now in Jackson Smith and Jigba. So I think that they are a legit contender. And once you get to the title game, anything can happen. I mean, look at Green Bay.
You're looking a little far down the road for my liking.
Well, I feel you, but like I'm just saying, when you're 8-2, that's what you're thinking about, right? I mean, you're thinking about getting to the playoffs and winning some games. But you look at
that's what your fan base is thinking about. Right. I hope the team is thinking about next game, next week, this week.
But we fans, bro. Come on, that's why we on the pod, right? We fans. But they got to play teams like Green Bay, who I don't trust at all, right? The Eagles, who are just struggling against teams like Green Bay. The Rams we talked about. Yes, they're coming along. They're maybe peaking at the right time, but we still got a long way to go in this season. So to your point, Chris, can't be looking ahead that much, but right now I think they are legit contenders.
Can I bring up one other game that's kind of very critical real quick? Because this is a winner take all type of game, I feel like, for the Chiefs and Broncos. Because if the Broncos win, they're 9-2 and the Chiefs are 5-5. Can the Chiefs get out of that hole?
The way the Broncos have looked the last 4 weeks, where they've had to have miracle fourth quarters to win games, and then just one of the ugliest Thursday night games, I think, in history.
Yeah, barely beat the Raiders, man. Come on.
Barely. Bo has to be better. This is a pro Oregon Duck quarterback podcast, but he wasn't doing very good.
The throws he misses are, I will say, unacceptable. Like, unacceptable.
I was listening to somebody who said they know. It was, I don't know who it was, but they were saying how Bo is the type of guy where he needs to be told directly, you need to be better. You're not doing well, and he will react. He will change. He will step his game up. But he can't be. You can't throw flowers his way all the time. He needs to be criticized, and that's how he's motivated. So hopefully a lot of that is happening, and he brings his A game against the Chiefs. And maybe they were just looking at that game against the Chiefs and just seeing the Raiders as, we'll be on autopilot and get the dub.
Yeah. I'd forgive him for overlooking the Raiders because the Raiders are trash. So it makes sense.
Yeah. That's a human, the human element of the game. So another human element is when you have a miracle win in a Monday night game against the Chiefs, and then you completely crash out and come back down to earth, and that is Mr. Sunshine, Trevor Lawrence. JD, speak on it.
Well, I don't know. I think they were up like 20-some points in the first half. Houston is on David Mills, backup quarterback.
Yep.
You know, these are the type of games. It's an interdivision game, so obviously both teams know each other. No different than like Carolina and the Saints. You know, I'm sure a lot of people lost in the survivor pool this week with picking Carolina at home against the Saints. But Trevor Lawrence he's Reggie, he's Cheeks, he's that Mexi that you would get that had the seeds in it. It's no bueno, okay? And I'm not even passing
He's swag, bro.
right? Swag, bro. Straight from wherever you want to say it's from, it is that. It's sad because Jacksonville has tried to give him the talent. It's not like they don't have weapons. Got 2-3 different running backs. You got good tight ends. You get good receivers. I believe it's on the quarterback. You had a Super Bowl winning coach as your coach, and you still couldn't figure it out then.
I don't know if
Duval.
But
and they look.
Was Travis Hunter the right pick?
Well, he was leading them in receiving yards. That wasn't saying a lot because they haven't had
that says how bad they are. Yeah.
Haven't had a lot of success really throwing the ball. Brian Thomas.
Imagine if they had T-Mac there.
Yeah, no, Brian Thomas kind of like forgot how to play football or something this year, like kind of weird. But Trevor Lawrence has the second to lowest like quarterback rating of like or QB in the NFL right now, man. And you know, he's a number one pick. They paid him all of that money. He's only 26 years old still, but he only has 10 touchdowns and 7 interceptions this year. Those are paltry numbers, man. He barely beat the Raiders. The Raiders probably should have won that game too. He's just not, he doesn't look like a starting, at least not a winning NFL quarterback right now. And he hasn't looked that way for
a high caliber paid quarterback.
Yeah, he hasn't looked that way for a few years now. I mean, you got to go back to his second year in the league before you actually see him like, you know, maybe even his third year, he was okay, but he still threw 14 picks. I really do think he's on the road to being washed right now. And it's unfortunate. He's going to get 2 coaches fired because they're not trading him. They're not moving off of him. So Liam Cohen, Mr. Duval, better make it work. But I don't know that he can because I don't think Trevor's got what it takes to be a winning quarterback in this league at this point.
This going to be his third coach because remember, he had Urban Meyer.
Yeah, but we can't count that. Herb fired himself, bro. That was like, come on.
Okay, sure, but still got fired.
Okay, so the DC in Washington, D.C. stands for Dan Campbell. He came in there and had an incredible game call, took over the offense.
Defense.
My guy Jahmyr Gibbs came in. No, offense.
Oh,
my guy Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah. Gibbs came in and saved my behind and won me a fantasy game, inspired the rest of my fantasy players to maybe show up the rest of the season. And it was fun to watch. You get Donald Trump coming in the booth because he wants the stadium to be named after him and he's trying to throw his weight around. It was a worth watching game, worth watching game, worthwhile watch game. And, you know, I'm always going to root for Mariota. So, yeah.
Yeah, he got Mariota got smacked, though. And it's good to see you because Dan Campbell, I assumed it was defense, but I forgot he was like a tight end or a lineman, right? So, yeah, that does make, I think tight end. So that actually does make sense. And they were up and down on offense, so I can see why he stepped in there. The funny thing about the stadium rights and being named after a stadium is like, you know how hard it is to get like a name after a stadium now because of how expensive or how much revenue comes in from the naming rights deals. There aren't really any stadiums named after people anymore just because of the money's too big. And you know, you would think kind of business people would understand that. But people want things. Hey, I want a golden toilet. It's probably not gonna happen, but someday maybe. But yeah, Chris, I'm happy for your Lions. I like rooting for the Lions. I like the vibe of the team. So I'm hoping they can get on a streak here.
They started giving Jameson the ball again. Okay, give us tap yourself on the back, Junior, for your Matt Stafford for MVP take, and then let's get in some college football.
Oh, thanks, Chris. Yeah, man. Stafford's on a historic pace. Is carrying my fantasy team. I just put BTA to Gitano's wife Karen's team. Sorry, Karen. Had to.
Hold up. Let's keep it a buck here, Junior. No, we ain't gonna. I'm not gonna allow this. Your defense got 20 plus points. Got lucky, and Sam Darnold didn't give more than 6 points because the Seahawks, and she had a player score 0, and you barely beat her. So stop.
She had a player.
BTA.
She had a player score 50, and I won. So that
okay. Well, that's her team. But
that is okay.
Sam Darnold didn't throw for no more than 100 yards.
Hey.
If Sam Darnold has a regular day, she wins. All right, I got you back, babe.
Took that L. Okay, just took that L, bro. Okay.
Let's we at that hour mark. So the Ducks game, talked about it in my stud of the week. It was nerve-wracking. Kirk Herbstreit almost jinxed us, but we escaped. Any other thoughts on that game itself? We ran the hell out of the ball. I liked that game plan. Kind of had to. But the throw by Dante,
bro, throw of the year. I mean, what an amazing
throw of the receiver and the catch too.
But the receiver didn't even have to catch it though. It fell. It fell.
But he could have dropped it. He's got those DK hands. Benson is our number 4 receiver. I think
he could have dropped it, but it would have been hard to drop that good of a pass. I mean, that is you don't see a pass like that every Sunday in the NFL, let alone college. That was amazing.
Yeah. JD?
Well, it was a great win. We knew it was going to be literally a dogfight with the weather. Iowa, they're a good coach team. Kurt Ferentz has been there for a long time. But the throw to me was on the 3rd down and 10, and we dropped it, and Dante put it right on the young man.
Yeah.
That play, because that would have iced the game. We wouldn't even have to give the ball back, So we obviously are down some of our big dogs, but if we can get Evan Stewart back, we play Minnesota this week, Friday night, 6 p.m.
We get DeCoria
national
back.
TV.
I mean, where is if we can get our best receiver back and our best receiving player back is danger. And Lamar's been out too. Although I like the 2 young guys, like let's and Whittington had an amazing game. There's pieces there.
But Chris, I'm gonna go back to what you said about they ran the hell out of the ball. I think the Ducks can do that against almost anyone. And I think that I'm gonna go back to the Indiana game. I thought they tried to be a little too cute. They were moving the ball on the ground, and if they would have just not been afraid to keep grounding and pounding, they come out of that maybe with the win. But it was good to see that when they had to do it, they could. I never had any doubts that they would. So shout out to Will Stein. I was dragging him a few weeks ago after the Indiana game, but I think he did what he had to do. I wouldn't have called the game.
He heard you.
Yeah, I wouldn't have called the game any differently. So it was an ugly game, and I think these are the type of games that build those characters. We've talked about it a few times on the pod now, but like if Oregon can go into an environment like that, down their top offensive weapons, down their starting right tackle, and just kind of grit out a game, that's what it's going to take in the college football playoffs. And so I think they're better for it.
UW completely ruined our strength of schedule, going in and losing to a 2-6 Wisconsin team.
They did.
The only thing good that came out of that is me being able to trash talk all the Husky fans up here, which is amazing. And I just wear my Ducks gear anytime I step outside the door. But I guess last thing on college football, and we'll get out of here. We'll hit our hypothetical and get out of here. BYU is who we thought they were, right, Junior?
I mean, I've been saying it for weeks. I still say, I mean, they could still lose their next 3 games. They could lose 2 out of their next 3 games. I mean, they're just not. They're always. They have this hot. Chris, I think you're the one that said it. They start hot all the time and then just taper out. And same old story for BYU. Just don't have faith in them. And yeah, they're cooked. They're making the playoff, which is a little bit of a bummer because that would have been a matchup maybe for Oregon, and we all love that matchup, but not in the cards this year.
Yeah, especially since I dropped $5 to go to that game, but it'll still be fun. Weekly Hypothetical, brought to you by Gaetano Demas. If you could erase one sports moment from history and replay it to change the outcome, which one are you fixing? This is the easiest one for me, and I'm going to go first.
I know. No, you're going to go first? I already know which one it is.
What?
It's Dyer, bro.
No.
What?
No. That one stings, but what stings more is Brian Shaw, fourth quarter, Game 7, Western Conference Finals against the Lakers, that Kobe to Shaq, or that Shaq to Kobe lob, Kobe to Shaq lob. It has been a curse, and I remember exactly where I was at Teddy Cranford's house in 8th grade watching it, and I will never forget that play, that game, that fourth quarter.
Wow.
That was our chance to take down Big Bro.
Wow. I thought you would have said
Michael Dyer was down.
I mean,
Michael Dyer was down.
We were in
Everyone
9th
knows
grade.
that.
Yeah.
We were in 9th grade.
No, we were in 8th grade, dog.
No, that's 99. That's 2000.
I'm older than you.
Yeah.
Younger than you.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't think I kicked it with her. I know
That was 2000.
Okay.
You're
so
2000.
JD, can you guess
All right.
what I'm going to... Oh, no, JD, can you guess what I'm going to say?
Yeah, the game we won twice
Which one?
in the snow.
The Tuck rule. Obviously, as
The
a Raider fan, the Tom
We won
Brady...
that game twice.
Tom Brady, Tuck rule. Charles Woodson gets a strip sack. He dancing in the snow, like he dancing. It's over. Nah, man, that's
both you guys.
I was thinking about when I put this in there. I said because I knew Chris is going to pick the Laker game. Once he read this question, I knew.
I didn't read it till just now, and it was easy.
I'm thinking I don't know if the Blazers beat the Pacers though. I'm gonna be honest with you because that Pacers team was really good.
It's about you beat the Lakers.
Okay.
That's the chip.
And I don't know if the Raiders win the Super Bowl that year because I don't think we beat the Rams. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Never know. Butterfly effect.
And I don't think we maybe even beat the Steelers in the AFC Championship game. Because those were better teams. The Raiders were a wild card team. It wasn't for a couple years later when the Raiders actually had the better team when we lost to the Ravens. Go ahead, Junior. I'm sorry.
Nah, man. I just think that was like Team of Destiny type stuff. Yeah, I know we went to the Super Bowl with Bill Callahan, but that was just we were a little older then. I think that was the year, man. That was the year to win it. So, but JD, what's yours though? I want to hear yours.
This one I got 1.5. This one is Jim Larrett's home run against my Braves. In 96.
Your Braves? What do you mean you're Braves?
I've been a
Braves?
What, bro?
I've been a
No.
Braves
What
fan
happens
my
when they
whole
play the
life.
Dodgers? Stop it.
Run back every episode of this pod. Has JD ever said anything?
Watching the Dodgers game, like,
Braves,
come on,
bro.
He said
What?
my
All right,
Braves.
I'll pull up the evidence that I've been a Braves fan with my Braves. Chris, you remember me wearing my yellow Braves jersey? Come on, man. I've been a Braves fan longer than I was ever a Dodgers fan. This is for the West Coast. All right?
Okay.
But Jim Larrett hits the home run in Game 3. The Braves are up. The Braves had just won the previous 2 games, But the other little one, I'm sorry, this is old school, and I wasn't alive, or I was alive, but it's the Ralph Sampson miracle shot in '86 against the Lakers. Because that would have sent the Lakers, if they win the game or whatever, they go to the NBA
You got
Finals
enough
again.
chips. You got enough of them
bro,
things.
you were 2
It would have
years
been
old.
the trilogy. It would have been the trilogy against the Celtics in a row because 84, the Celtics won, 85, the Lakers won. And if they played this one, this would have kind of been like, all right, who's, this is the 86 season. This is, the supposedly the best team ever, the 86 Celtics. And then they played the Rockets and they fucking mollywopped them. So, but mine is the home run against the Braves. That really crushed me as a kid.
Okay, well, at least you weren't 2 years
Bet.
old for it. Yeah, well, Chris, I'm surprised. I'm surprised you didn't also honorable mention the Memorial Day miracle with Sean Elliott hitting the three with the heels off the line. Though, I mean, that was a cold one too, man.
It was cold, but it wasn't the Lakers. You know, it's just
Yeah.
something you get up. You know, you want to knock them down, and just like 6 days ago, Nick Smith did it to us. So.
Yeah, they did. Well, they play that Memorial Day miracle like as a joke, like on every Spurs like broadcast with Sean Elliott, because like he brings it up like at some point during the fight. Literally, they play it every single Spurs broadcast on when you watch it on League Pass and you're watching their.
Well,
their broadcast.
that's good to know. I'm going to click the other broadcast when I watch Spurs games.
Yeah, good to know, bro. Good to know.
All right, my dudes, it's been real. Junior, many blessings to you on your second edit. I know it will be at least a 7 out of 10 this time.
Yes. We'll get it turned around.
Okay.
All right,
y'all. All right, my dudes.
Good
we'll
work,
talk next
boys.
week.
Have a good one.
All right.
Peace.
Peace. My dudes, what is going on?